Welcome back to Stoic Spirit, the channel dedicated to helping you live a life of wisdom, resilience, and inner peace. Today, we're diving into the often murky waters of relationships. They can be complex, and sometimes the signs that it's time to move on aren't always obvious. But often, the words our partners use can reveal hidden intentions. Are you picking up on subtle cues that she's ready for the relationship to end? We'll explore 10 things women say that might actually mean they want you to leave. Using the wisdom of Stoicism, we'll decode these phrases and empower you to make decisions that prioritize your well-being and long-term happiness. Are you ready to gain clarity and take control of your romantic life? Comment below with your experiences and thoughts. Your insights could help others in similar situations. If you find this content valuable, please like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more Stoic life lessons here on Stoic Spirit. Let's uncover the truth and equip you with the tools to navigate relationship challenges. 1. I don't need a man. While on the surface this might sound like a declaration of independence and self-sufficiency, this phrase often masks deeper issues within the relationship dynamic. It can signal a fundamental devaluation of your role, your contributions, and even your very presence in her life. Think about it. In any healthy relationship, feeling valued and appreciated isn't just a nice bonus, it's a core human need. We all crave acknowledgement for the effort we put in and the support we offer. This statement suggests she may be blind to or simply dismissive of the things you bring to the table. Your efforts to support her, your emotional presence, your acts of service, and your overall contribution to the partnership. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Constantly feeling unneeded and unappreciated will inevitably breed negative thoughts, leading to unhappiness and deep dissatisfaction. This is especially true for men, who often have a biologically ingrained drive to provide, protect, and support their partners. This drive isn't about controlling a partner or fostering dependence. It's about fulfilling a natural role within a mutually beneficial and loving dynamic. When she declares she doesn't need you, she's essentially rejecting this fundamental aspect of masculine nature, potentially leaving you feeling redundant, unimportant, and even emasculated. This constant invalidation can severely erode your self-worth and sense of purpose, leaving you questioning your value not only within the relationship, but potentially in other areas of your life as well. Stoicism emphasizes living a life of purpose and meaningful contribution. A healthy, thriving relationship embodies this principle through mutual reliance and support, creating a balanced and harmonious dynamic. If she explicitly states she doesn't need you, the scales are tipped dramatically in her favor, creating an imbalance that is detrimental to your mental and emotional well-being. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. While this is true in many cases, the reality of being consistently unvalued in a relationship will undoubtedly cause genuine and potentially long-lasting suffering. Recognizing this red flag and having the courage to walk away is not an act of weakness. It's a powerful act of self-preservation. It's about reclaiming your self-respect and creating space in your life for a partner who genuinely values, needs, and appreciates all that you are and all that you contribute. 2. My friends are more important. This seemingly simple statement speaks volumes about her priorities, and unfortunately, it reveals that you're not at the top of the list. While nurturing friendships is a vital part of a balanced and healthy life, in a romantic relationship, your partner should ideally see you as their primary confidant, their go-to person, their main source of support and companionship. There's a natural hierarchy of connection in our lives, and within a romantic partnership, that bond should generally take precedence. Consistently prioritizing friends over you, especially in situations that require commitment and shared experiences, demonstrates a fundamental lack of respect for your role in her life and a lack of commitment to the relationship itself. It sends a clear message that your time, your feelings, and your shared plans are secondary to her social circle. This can be incredibly hurtful and create a constant feeling of being undervalued and unappreciated. A Stoic mindset encourages self-awareness, recognizing your inherent worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. Leaving a relationship where you're perpetually placed second best isn't about being demanding or controlling. It's a courageous act of self-respect. It's about acknowledging that you deserve a partner who prioritizes the relationship and cherishes the time and experiences you share together. True fulfillment in a romantic partnership requires a mutual understanding of this prioritization, a reciprocal valuing of each other's needs, and a shared desire to build a life together. When this mutual prioritization is absent, the foundation of the relationship weakens, leading to insecurity, resentment, and ultimately, dissatisfaction. Imagine planning a special weekend getaway with your partner, a romantic escape to celebrate an anniversary, or simply reconnect amidst the busyness of life. But instead of excitedly anticipating this shared experience, she consistently cancels or reschedules, choosing to prioritize time with her friends instead. Perhaps a last-minute girls' night out takes precedence, or a friend's birthday party overshadows your planned romantic dinner. This recurring pattern of behavior clearly indicates where her true priorities lie and suggests that the relationship isn't as important to her as it is to you. Do you agree that being consistently placed second to friends, especially in situations that call for commitment and shared experiences, is a valid reason to reconsider the health and viability of a relationship? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. 3. You need to change. Hearing "you need to change" from a romantic partner is often a jarring and deeply unsettling experience. While constructive feedback within a relationship can be healthy and contribute to growth, this phrase, especially when used frequently or without specific actionable suggestions, carries a different connotation. It often suggests a fundamental lack of acceptance for who you are at your core. It implies that she's not content with the person you currently are, that she envisions a different version of you, molded to fit her specific preferences and expectations. This creates a dynamic where you constantly feel judged, inadequate, and under pressure to conform to an external ideal, rather than being celebrated for your authentic self. Stoicism emphasizes self-acceptance and understanding your own nature. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "Know, first, who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." This highlights the importance of understanding and accepting your strengths, weaknesses, and unique qualities before attempting to improve or change. When a partner demands change without this foundation of acceptance, it undermines your sense of self and can lead to a perpetual cycle of trying to prove your worth, often at the expense of your own happiness and well-being. True love and genuine connection thrive on acceptance and appreciation for who someone is, not who they could potentially become. A loving partner will encourage and support your personal growth journey, but they won't demand a fundamental transformation of your character or personality. They will celebrate your unique qualities and embrace your imperfections, recognizing that these are the very things that make you, you. Imagine a sculptor trying to mold clay that constantly resists their touch. The process becomes frustrating and ultimately destructive, potentially ruining the inherent beauty of the material. Similarly, constant pressure to change in a relationship can erode your self-esteem, creating feelings of insecurity and resentment. It can lead to a loss of individuality as you try to conform to her expectations, ultimately sacrificing your authentic self in the process. This isn't to say that self-improvement isn't valuable. It absolutely is. However, true self-improvement should stem from an internal desire for growth, not from external pressure to conform to someone else's ideal. 4. I'm not ready for a relationship. Hearing the words "I'm not ready for a relationship" can be a frustrating and emotionally confusing experience, particularly if the relationship has already progressed to a certain point. This phrase, while seemingly straightforward, often acts as a smokescreen, obscuring a multitude of underlying reasons and potentially leaving you in a state of limbo. It's crucial to understand that this statement rarely reflects a temporary condition that will magically resolve itself with time. More often than not, it reveals a fundamental mismatch in relationship goals, a hesitation stemming from unresolved personal issues, or simply a lack of genuine desire to commit to you specifically. Stoicism teaches us to live in the present moment and to focus our energy on what we can control. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Waiting for someone to become ready is akin to placing your happiness and emotional well-being in the hands of external forces beyond your control. It's a gamble with potentially high emotional costs as you invest time, energy, and emotional resources into a relationship that may never fully materialize. Consider the Stoic principle of accepting what you cannot change. You cannot force someone to be ready for a relationship, nor can you control the timeline of their emotional growth or the resolution of their personal issues. Clinging to the hope that they will eventually change their mind often leads to prolonged periods of uncertainty, anxiety, and potential heartache. This waiting game can prevent you from pursuing other opportunities for connection and happiness, keeping you tethered to a situation that ultimately doesn't serve your best interests. Imagine a gardener planting a seed in barren soil, stubbornly refusing to move it to more fertile ground despite the lack of growth. The seed, no matter how much potential it holds, will wither and die without the proper environment to thrive. Similarly, trying to build a fulfilling relationship with someone who isn't ready is like trying to cultivate love in barren soil. The relationship, no matter how much promise it initially held, will struggle to flourish without the essential ingredient of mutual readiness and commitment. This isn't about giving up on love or abandoning hope. It's about recognizing your own worth and understanding that you deserve a partner who is fully present, enthusiastic, and equally invested in building a future together. 5. You don't make enough money. Hearing this phrase from a romantic partner can be a deeply cutting and demoralizing experience. It strikes at the core of your sense of worth and reveals a potentially superficial and materialistic value system. While financial stability is undoubtedly important in a practical sense, a partner who prioritizes your income over your character, your values, and the emotional connection you share is sending a clear message about their priorities. This isn't about judging someone for wanting a comfortable life. It's about recognizing when financial expectations overshadow the genuine human connection at the heart of a relationship. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on what we can control, our character, our actions, and our judgments, rather than external factors like wealth or social status. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." True wealth in the Stoic sense lies in contentment, inner peace, and strong moral character, not in the size of your bank account. A partner who reduces your worth to your earning potential is missing the point entirely. This statement often reveals a deeper insecurity and a reliance on external validation. She may be projecting her own anxieties about financial security onto you, or she may be seeking a partner who can provide a certain lifestyle rather than a genuine, loving connection. This focus on material wealth can create a constant sense of inadequacy and pressure to perform financially, even at the expense of your own well-being and happiness. Imagine a craftsman meticulously creating a beautiful piece of furniture, only to have it judged solely on the price tag it carries, rather than the skill, artistry, and dedication that went into its creation. This diminishes the true value of the work and ignores the intrinsic worth of the craftsman's effort. Similarly, being judged primarily on your income diminishes the value of your character, your hard work, and the emotional connection you bring to the relationship. A truly loving and supportive partner will value you for who you are as a person, your integrity, your kindness, your sense of humor, your passions, rather than your financial status. They will understand that true security comes from mutual respect, trust, and shared values, not from a hefty paycheck. They will support your ambitions and celebrate your successes, regardless of the financial rewards they bring. 6. I don't trust you. Trust is the bedrock of any healthy and thriving relationship. It's the foundation upon which intimacy, vulnerability, and genuine connection are built. When a partner utters the words, "I don't trust you," it signals a serious crack in that foundation, a fracture that can be incredibly difficult to repair. This statement, often delivered with an accusatory tone, creates an immediate atmosphere of suspicion, defensiveness, and emotional distance. It casts a shadow over the relationship, poisoning the well of good faith and making open communication nearly impossible. From a Stoic perspective, trust is closely tied to the concept of virtue. The Stoics believe that living a virtuous life, based on principles of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, naturally fosters trust. When we act with integrity and honesty, we inspire trust in others. Conversely, when trust is broken, it suggests a deviation from these virtues, either real or perceived. If your partner expresses a lack of trust, it's essential to examine the root cause. Is her mistrust based on concrete evidence of wrongdoing, or is it rooted in insecurity, past trauma, or unfounded suspicion? If her distrust stems from past experiences, it's important to acknowledge the validity of her feelings, while also setting healthy boundaries. You cannot be held responsible for the actions of others in her past, nor can you constantly defend yourself against baseless accusations. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own actions and judgments. You can strive to be trustworthy, to act with integrity, and to communicate openly and honestly. However, you cannot control her perception of you or force her to trust you. If her mistrust persists despite your best efforts, it can create a toxic cycle of suspicion, interrogation, and emotional exhaustion. Imagine trying to build a house on shifting sands. No matter how strong the structure, the unstable foundation will eventually lead to collapse. Similarly, a relationship without trust is built on shaky ground. The constant suspicion and lack of emotional security will eventually erode the connection, leading to resentment, anxiety, and ultimately the demise of the relationship. Living with constant suspicion is like carrying a heavy burden. It weighs down the spirit and prevents the free flow of love and connection. A relationship devoid of trust is a breeding ground for negativity, hindering growth and preventing both partners from experiencing true intimacy and emotional fulfillment. 7. I'm too good for you. This phrase, dripping with condescension and a sense of inflated self-importance, is a blatant display of disrespect and a clear indicator of an unhealthy power dynamic within the relationship. It's a verbal attack aimed at diminishing your self-worth and making you question your value as a partner. While everyone is entitled to their own sense of self-worth, expressing it in this manner reveals a lack of humility and a disregard for your feelings. This kind of superiority complex creates an uneven playing field, where one partner constantly feels judged and deemed inferior. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of humility and recognizing our place within the larger universe. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reflects on the interconnectedness of all things and the impermanence of our individual lives. This perspective fosters a sense of humility, reminding us that we are all part of something larger than ourselves and that no one individual is inherently better than another. When a partner proclaims their superiority, they are not only insulting you, but also revealing their own lack of this fundamental Stoic virtue. This statement often masks deeper insecurities. By putting you down, she may be attempting to elevate herself, creating a false sense of security by making you feel smaller. This tactic is not only manipulative but also unsustainable. A healthy relationship thrives on mutual respect, admiration, and a sense of equality. Constantly being belittled erodes your self-esteem and creates a toxic environment here. Genuine connection and emotional intimacy cannot flourish. Imagine a beautiful garden where one plant constantly overshadows and chokes the growth of the others. The garden, instead of flourishing in its diversity, becomes unbalanced and ultimately less vibrant. Similarly, a relationship where one partner constantly asserts their superiority creates an imbalance that stifles growth and prevents both individuals from reaching their full potential. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own virtue and character, rather than seeking external validation or comparing ourselves to others. Epictetus reminds us, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. If your partner believes she is inherently superior, she is closing herself off to the possibility of learning, growing, and appreciating the unique qualities you bring to the relationship. This closed-mindedness ultimately hinders her own personal development and poisons the potential for genuine connection. 8. I'm not over my ex. Hearing this phrase from a partner can be a disheartening and emotionally complex experience. It signals that they are still carrying emotional baggage from a previous relationship, baggage that can weigh down the present and prevent the current relationship from flourishing. While it's understandable that people need time to heal and process past relationships, clinging to unresolved emotions creates a significant obstacle to building a healthy and fulfilling future with someone new. It's like trying to write a new chapter in a book while still fixated on the previous one. The narrative becomes muddled, and the new story can't unfold properly. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius writes, "Remember that existence is opinion. Our present reality is shaped by our thoughts and focus." If a partner is still preoccupied with their ex, they are not fully present in the current relationship. Their attention, their emotional energy, and even their subconscious thoughts may be tethered to the past, preventing them from fully investing in the present and building a strong foundation for the future. This creates an uneven playing field, where one partner is fully committed while the other is emotionally unavailable. This emotional unavailability can manifest in various ways. Comparisons to the ex, either explicit or implied, can create insecurity and resentment. Unresolved feelings of anger, sadness, or regret can bleed into the current relationship, poisoning the atmosphere with negativity. Even seemingly innocuous mentions of the ex can serve as a constant reminder that you are sharing your partner's heart and mind with someone else, a ghost from their past. Imagine trying to plant a new seed in soil that is still entangled with the roots of a previous plant. The new seed struggles to take root and may never reach its full potential, choked by the remnants of the past. Similarly, a new relationship struggles to thrive when one partner is still emotionally entangled with their ex. The unresolved emotions and lingering attachments create an environment where true intimacy and genuine connection are difficult to cultivate. Stoicism encourages us to accept what we cannot control and to focus on our own actions and judgments. You cannot force your partner to let go of their past, nor can you control their emotional timeline. However, you can control your own boundaries and choose whether or not to remain in a relationship where you are not receiving the full emotional presence and commitment you deserve. 9. You should be more like my friend's boyfriend. Comparisons are rarely, if ever, the foundation of a healthy and thriving relationship. When your partner utters the phrase, "You should be more like my friend's boyfriend," it's a clear indication that she's not fully appreciating you for who you are. This statement, often laced with dissatisfaction and unspoken expectations, creates a sense of inadequacy and undermines your self-worth. It suggests that you are being measured against an external standard, a yardstick that may be entirely irrelevant to your unique strengths, personality, and values. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of self-acceptance and focusing on our own character development rather than comparing ourselves to others. Epictetus wisely said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." True growth comes from within, from a desire to become the best version of ourselves, not from trying to emulate someone else. When a partner constantly compares you to another person, it disrupts this process of self-improvement and fosters a sense of insecurity and self-doubt. This comparison often reveals her own insecurities and unrealistic expectations. She may be projecting her desires for certain qualities onto you, rather than appreciating the unique attributes you bring to the relationship. This can create a dynamic where you constantly feel like you're falling short, no matter how much effort you put in. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. No matter how hard you push, it will never fit. Imagine an artist constantly comparing their work to that of another artist, striving to replicate their style rather than developing their own unique voice. This stifles creativity and prevents the artist from expressing their true potential. Similarly, constant comparisons in a relationship stifle your individuality and prevent you from fully embracing your authentic self. A loving and supportive partner will appreciate you for who you are, flaws and all. They will celebrate your strengths, encourage your growth, and support your individual journey of self-discovery. They will understand that true connection comes from embracing each other's unique qualities, not from trying to mold each other into preconceived ideals. A relationship built on comparisons is a relationship built on shaky ground, constantly vulnerable to the shifting sands of external expectations. 10. I can do better than you. This phrase, perhaps the most overtly cruel and dismissive on this list, is a devastating blow to any relationship. It's a declaration of perceived superiority and a blatant disregard for your value as a partner and as a human being. This statement isn't about constructive feedback or expressing dissatisfaction with a specific behavior. It's a wholesale rejection of you as a person. It's a toxic attempt to diminish your self-worth and assert dominance within the relationship. Stoicism teaches us to find our value and strength from within, rather than relying on external validation. Marcus Aurelius writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." While this statement can sting and trigger feelings of inadequacy, it's crucial to remember that her opinion of you does not define your inherent worth. Her belief that she can do better is a reflection of her own values and insecurities, not an objective assessment of your character or potential. This statement often stems from a place of deep-seated insecurity and a need to control. By putting you down, she may be attempting to bolster her own fragile ego and create a sense of power within the relationship. This tactic is not only manipulative, but also ultimately self-defeating. True strength and security come from within, from a deep understanding of one's own worth and a commitment to living a virtuous life. Imagine a skilled artisan meticulously crafting a beautiful piece of art only to have someone dismiss it as worthless or inferior. The artisan, if secure in their skill and talent, will not be swayed by this external judgment. They will recognize the inherent value of their work, regardless of the opinions of others. Similarly, if you are grounded in your own sense of self-worth, you will not be devastated by her dismissive remarks. You will understand that her words are a reflection of her own limitations, not a reflection of your true value. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, admiration, and a genuine appreciation for each other's unique qualities. When a partner consistently belittles you and makes you feel inferior, it creates a toxic environment where love and connection cannot flourish. It's essential to recognize this dynamic as a fundamental incompatibility and to prioritize your own well-being by removing yourself from the situation. As we conclude this exploration of Stoic relationship advice, let's recap the key takeaways. If you consistently hear these 10 phrases from your partner, it's a crucial wake-up call to prioritize your own well-being. These phrases aren't just isolated incidents. They are often symptomatic of deeper issues within the relationship dynamic. Issues that can erode your self-esteem, drain your emotional energy, and ultimately prevent you from experiencing the love and connection you deserve. Remember, you are worthy of a partner who values you, respects you, and appreciates you for who you are, not who they want you to be. Don't dismiss these red flags as insignificant or try to rationalize them away. Your happiness and mental health are paramount, and no relationship is worth sacrificing your well-being. Stoicism provides us with powerful tools for navigating these challenging situations. It reminds us to focus on what we can control, our own actions, judgments, and responses, rather than trying to change or control our partners. It encourages us to cultivate inner strength, resilience, and self-awareness, empowering us to make choices that align with our values and prioritize our long-term happiness. These 10 phrases can serve as valuable signposts, guiding you toward a path of greater self-respect and emotional fulfillment. They offer an opportunity to reflect on the health of your relationship and to make conscious decisions about whether or not it's serving your highest good. Sometimes, the most courageous and loving act is to walk away from a situation that is no longer nurturing your growth and happiness. What are your thoughts on these red flags? Have you encountered similar situations in your own relationships? We encourage you to share your experiences, insights, and perspectives in the comments below. Your story could resonate with others who are facing similar challenges and provide them with valuable support and encouragement. If you found this video helpful, Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more Stoic life lessons, and hit the bell icon to be notified of new uploads. We appreciate your support and engagement. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay strong, stay smart, and stay true to yourself on your journey toward a more fulfilling and meaningful life.